6 different diagnoses, highlighted in 4 different colors. I handed them to a clinic nurse at 4 p.m. on a Tuesday, and she just stared. I'm Tatum. And that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was the hope. The insane, desperate hope that this stack of crumpled WebMD articles, marked up like a high school history textbook, would somehow explain the black hole in my chest. Pink for atypical, blue for bipolar, yellow for seasonal, green for dysthymia. She'd asked me, so nicely, "What brings you in today?" And I couldn't speak, so I just handed her my homework, my proof of suffering. She took the papers, blinked at the first page, then looked back at me, this sobbing 20-something mess in an oversized sweatshirt, and in her professionally blank face I saw it. Utter, complete confusion. The hope didn't just die, it vaporized. The doctor eventually called my name. He was kind, patient. He listened as I stumbled through my catalog of misery. And then he said the words that made my entire body clench. "It sounds like you have depression." I just stared at him. "Which one?" I asked. He tilted his head. "What do you mean?" I felt this surge of hot, prickly rage. How could he not know? Hadn't he seen my color coding? I'd spent weeks, months, becoming an unlicensed expert on the taxonomy of my own sadness. I didn't want depression. That was the value menu option. I wanted the artisan, small batch, specific diagnosis. I needed to know if I was fighting dysthymia or atypical depression. Was I secretly bipolar? I needed the name of the final boss. He offered me a prescription and a therapy referral. I nodded, took the slips of paper, and went straight home to Google "signs your doctor is incompetent." Fine. If the so-called professionals wouldn't solve my puzzle, I would. I became a detective of my own despair. I bought a sun lamp off Amazon to test for seasonal affective disorder. For a week, I sat in front of it wearing sunglasses because the light was too bright, which probably defeated the purpose. I started a mood journal to track manic episodes for my bipolar theory. My mania entries were like, "Felt okay for an hour. Cleaned one dish. Is this it?" I even tried to convince myself I was having hallucinations for the psychotic depression file. Was that shadow in the corner a demonic entity? Or just my laundry chair? My anxiety developed its own anxiety. I wasn't getting better. I was just getting more and more data points for my own insanity. I ended up back at that clinic. I didn't bring any papers this time, just me. A complete mess. "I don't know which one it is," I finally sobbed to the same doctor. "I keep trying to figure it out, and I can't." And he just looked at me so gently and said something that completely broke my brain. He said, "The label isn't the key that unlocks the cure. It's just a signpost that tells me where we should start walking together." He explained that all those types, that was his job to sort through, to help find the right path. My job wasn't to be the diagnostician. My job was just to show up, to be willing to take a step, even if I didn't know the name of the road. For the first time, I felt my shoulders drop. I could put the puzzle down. It wasn't mine to solve. So, do I know my official subtype now? Nope, not a clue. Am I magically cured and happy all the time? Also, nope. But my recycling bin now contains 6 pages of very colorful WebMD articles. My browser history is no longer a 3 a.m. symptom checker spiral. I take the boring pills. I see the boring therapist. Some days are still absolute garbage, but garbage days. They aren't clues. They aren't evidence in a case that I'm failing to crack. And honestly, not having to be the detective is a relief. The mystery was so much heavier than the depression itself. If you've ever gotten lost down a 3 a.m. symptom checker rabbit hole, you are not alone. Drop a comment. I actually read them. It's weirdly nice knowing we're all a bit broken. And if you want more stories about being a work in progress, hit subscribe. We're all trying to figure it out here. It's fine.